Alright, cool. So I got like halfway through this and realized that I had to start over again because I pushed the wrong button. These are all of the palettes that I have, and I'm going to go through and swatch every single one of them. I'm going to try and do multiple palettes on one arm to save time, because you know, not everybody wants to sit through a video that's freaking 30 minutes long. So the first ones I'm going to do are these here. These are the Colour Prevails watercolor eyeshadow palettes. Now I did a video on these fairly recently, and the thing is I didn't put them all on my arm at the same time. So since I already got started on this, I already have these swatches on my arm. I do apologize for the squeaky chair. Okay, so the first 2 rows of 4 are from the Smoky and Smudgy. The middle the middle 8 are from the Nude and Neutral, I believe. And then these last 4, you can barely see them on the top there. They are from the Social Butterfly palette. I bought that one around the holidays, and it's super shimmery, and I really like it. Next up are the CoverGirl True Naked palettes, the roses, the nudes, and the goldens. And they are all super duper pigmented, at least for the most part. As you've got the first set of 8 here, that are the roses, the first set of 8 here, which are the nudes, and the first set of 8 here, and the next set of 8 here, the goldens. They're all very pretty. The formula is very soft and super blendable. I really like it. They're supposed to be comparable with the Urban Decay Naked palettes. I'm not entirely sure, but one day I'll know. Next up is a somewhat old palette. So far it's the only palette I have where I've actually hit pan on something. So this is from Hard Candy. This is the Naturally Gorgeous Top 10 Eyeshadow Collection. I think I got this at Walmart 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. Anyhow, it's old enough that the things come off, but I've hit pan on a couple items, or on a couple shades that I really like, and here they are on my own. Okay, so I think I got them all, and they're super pigmented. Some of them are a little crumbly, I believe, just due to age, and I really like these. They're just really pigmented. I love them a lot. Now these next few are from BH Cosmetics. What I like about these is that they're fairly decent quality palettes, and they're inexpensive. Some of you may recognize the Carly Bible palette. It was recently released for a limited time at Ulta. Supplies, or we didn't have a whole, there weren't a whole lot of palettes available, so it was a first come first serve, and they sold really fast. You can tell the difference between mine and the one that you bought at Ulta with the logo here. That logo is the only difference. They've changed how their logo looks. This is how it used to look, and they updated it. So I've got the Carly Bible palette, the 14 color eyeshadow and highlighter palette. I've also got the Nude Rose 12 color eyeshadow palette. Wild Child. This is, I think, the only baked eyeshadow palette I have. And then I've got the Take Me to Brazil. It's got 30 eyeshadows in it. So you've got, let's see if I can do this. I see beautiful eyeshadows that look good on pretty much anybody. Doesn't matter what your eye color, your skin tone, nothing. These look amazing. And then you've also got the highlighters down here. Now, if the darker shades here are too dark for you, they work great as eyeshadow. If these shades here are too light for you, again, they work great as eyeshadow. And the palette itself has Aspired to Inspire below the mirror. Next one I have and I will be putting these on the arm also. You've got the Nude Rose from BH Cosmetics. It's a metal case. The inside does have a way that you can wear some of these day or night. It only has numbers assigned to them. There's no names on there. So if anything, you can just create your own names. But it comes with its own brush. A lot of these, some of these came with their own brush, and I don't know where the brushes are now. But that's a really pretty nude palette, Nude Rose palette. Next one is Wild Child. I really like these. You've got your pretty bronze, your purples, golds, peaches. You got a white in there. And then the other one here is Rainbow Colors. When I did my Rainbow Week eyeshadows, or eyeshadow looks, this is the palette that I used. Now these yellows here look, a couple of them look very, very close, but I promise you they are not. So here we go with the swatching on the arm. Okay, so this is the Carly Bible palette. You've got like some pinky ones up here, some more shimmery notes down here, and then you've got the highlighters on this side. I do wonder if these highlighters are comparable with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. When I was working the day that this palette became available, the glow kits were actually sold out, and I ended up referring people to purchase this one. And after checking out the testers, they realized, yeah, you know, it's not the exact same, but you know, for $14.50, I get these highlighters plus these 10 eyeshadows. So, you know, you can't really beat that. So there's that. And we'll be swatching this. So one thing that I do appreciate about the BH Cosmetics eyeshadows is that they are very pigmented. You know, yeah, they look crumbly. Again, just like the other one, it's probably because I've had it for so long. But you know, there you go. Super pigmented, super soft, and they blend really, really well. The next one will be the Wild Child palette, which is one of my favorites of theirs. Alright, so here we go. We've got the top three here, okay, and then the middle three here, right there, and then the bottom three here. Now the makeup look I did yesterday, I used this shade here on the lid, and then this one here in the crease. And those are the only two eyeshadows I used yesterday. Now had I used like a black liquid liner or something, I'm sure it would have looked really awesome. But yeah, with it being summer outside and my allergies acting up the way they do, it was not a good idea for liquid liner. So this is the Wild Child palette, swatched from BH Cosmetics. Next up, take me to Brazil. This is also one of my larger eyeshadow palettes. I think the next one that comes close is the Gwen Stefani palette from Urban Decay, but I'll get to that one in a minute. And there you have it. Granted, the black is not exactly a true black, it's more of like a dark gray, but it works for shading, and the white works well for toning down any kind of overly brightness. A couple of the shades look as though they just run into each other, and they aren't really their own shades, but I promise you that they are. This is the palette I go to when I want a really bright, colorful eyeshadow look.